Hello and welcome to another video. I'd like to be one of the first maybe people to say happy June, happy Pride Month, happy me month because it's my birthday month. Aren't we so excited? Anyway, it's June and that means, like I said, Pride Month, my birthday, all that stuff. But also, before I stopped recording videos 5 years ago, I told everybody on camera I was gonna do half year updates and end year updates for photo card collections and album collections on my shelves. Since it's June and since I had the time, I figured it's time to do one of those videos, and I'm super excited. So we got a lot to go through. Since 2020, we have expanded our collection quite greatly. I now have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7-ish binders, give or take. I might have to double check that and correct myself. Let me also. But I have a total of 7 binders with multiple groups that I collect. My collection has definitely expanded since 2020 because I have a problem. When I like a group, I get really into that group and then I just collect like it's nothing. So we have quite a few to go through and lots of code photo cards to see. Couple disclaimers: you might see my cat. I always disclaim my cat, but you might see my cat just running around every now and then, or awkward interruptions. Just ignore that. I live with three other roommates. They are currently downstairs right now, so if you hear any background noises, that's okay. That's what happens when you live with 3 other people around your age. It's fine and no big deal. No big deal. So just disregard that. Also, last disclaimer, these photo card collections are not complete whatsoever. So you'll see a lot of blank spaces. I'm trying to complete it, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever. So you'll see a lot of empty spaces with what I need in there. Just know I'm working on it and it'll be a later problem for me to fix. I was gonna wait until I have things filled up, stuff in there, but you know what? It's June. We're celebrating a great month by starting this off. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we should do the solo group binders first. So we got an ATEEZ binder twice, BTS. And I think right now, technically, Stray Kids is by themselves. So we'll figure it out. But for now, let's go ahead and get started with the first binder. Alright, we're going to start with the lovely BTS binder. Since it is June, since they are coming back next week. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have a cat. Okay, so this is our lovely BTS binder. A lot has changed since 2020. I noticed when I watched my older video that I had a weird layout going. It wasn't weird, I guess I just had it in a certain layout and I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was taking up too much space, and there was so I just changed things. So just so you're aware, and I might change this cover soon, but it's kind of an OG, so I'm leaving it alone for now. But let's go ahead and look into this binder. Like before, it did start off with this Taehyung V summer photo book poster. My boy, love him so much, his blonde hair. But started it off. I don't have one for Yoongi, otherwise I'd have it in there too, but I just put it in here. So we'll go ahead and go through this. So before, I had it where it was each era had different photo cards. For BTS, they didn't have a lot to do that, so instead I just filled it up the best I could. So we start off with Oh Are You Late 2, Dark and Wild, HYYH Part 1, Part 2, I don't remember off the top of my head. The other one is in another sleeve. Then we got Spring Day, that stuff. We got Love Yourself, Her, Love Yourself Tear, and Love Yourself Answer. And then we get to the Map of the Soul era, super cute with the blue hair. And then we have BTS World here. I have both of those, and then we get to Map of the Soul 7, and then I believe we get into B, and then we got, I don't have things to put here, Just disregard Yoongi already. But then we got Taehyung for Butter album. These were so hard to get. So, ugh. And then the last album that they left us with, I can't think of the names off the top of my head. It's a little later in the day, my bad. But then that's how we ended off with Taehyung. Then we go to the next one, and then this is our Yoongi collection. I decided to start collecting him later on, but we got like the same thing, Are You Late Too, Dark and Wild, HYYH, Spring Day, and then we get to Love Yourself, Her, Tear Continues, then we have Answer, and then we have the Map of the Soul, Persona, not 7 yet, but I don't have these yet. There's some blank spaces already, but we got then we got Map of the Soul 7 right here, and then B. I put some group cards right here too, not sure why, but that's okay. And then we got Butter, Permission to Dance, and the message card, and these two as well. Funny enough, I went to buy this one off Bai. Completely forgot I bought it off Bai. Realized too late afterwards, and it was like charging me $100 to purchase it. Get it to shipped to me. It was a disaster. So if you ever buy from Bai, make sure you pay attention. Don't take any advice from me. Except for that, please pay attention. But that's the end of like the regular photo card collection for both Yoongi and Taehyung. But then we get to like these pages and stuff because I refuse to rip these. I don't ever want to rip these. So we have these 3 pocket pages. We've got Taehyung and Yoongi down here. And then I only have Taehyung for HYYH Part 1. I need Yoongi. And then I was also looking for the group. Haven't really bothered to look, I guess. That's on me, though. And then this is our You Never Walk Alone page. We got Taehyung, Yoongi, and the group card here. And then we got Wings era. So those were those big iconic postcards. We've got Taehyung, Yoongi, and then I pulled Hobie. I just decided to keep it. Because with the whole album and everything, I think I was trying to do OT7 for this, and then we got the group card here. But it's really cute page assortment, love it. And then we got 4 of these postcards. I don't have Yoongi for it, but I'm really not going out of my way to look for it. Lately, postcards and like bigger inclusions aren't something I'm like desperate to look for because they're a pain in the butt to send out in mail and stuff. So, but there's those. We do have Taehyung, so we're good. Then we get to some of the group sets here. We've got the B set, one of the sets there, and then a second set here. I'm trying to see, why do I have? I think I got group cards in this one, and that's why this is different. But 7 here for another set. And then this was from the most recent album, the BTS, Best of BTS album. This was a set. I decided to put them in like this. And then we get to my mixed in solo page. So this has a lot of like Jungkook, Jin. I didn't buy everybody's albums. Don't come at me, but sometimes I just buy certain albums when I see them. So we've got, this is Jungkook's album, they're not albums, they're actually from the photo book when they were doing those like individual photo books. So those were my pulls. And then I got Jin's album, I think that was from Astronaut. And then we got J-Hope. I think this was from his photo book as well. I'm not gonna check. I don't want to. My apologies on that cutoff. I had an alarm go off. Anyway, but yes, I'm not gonna pull these out. Like I said, it's just too much. But I think these were from the photo books as well. This is from Jimin's albums, I believe. That's from Yoongi's photo book. This is from Yoongi's albums. These are all Yoongi's albums here. This is from J-Hope's album that came out later on. And then we get to the infinite amount of inclusions that Taehyung gave us in his album for his solo comeback. So we've got all of these here. And all of these to here. So love that he gave us all the photo cards. There's no trading involved, but all right. And then we got some Jungkook here. I think this was from his album. And then, yep, these are from his album. Those are like inclusions. And then this is from Jin's album that he just recently released. Not recently, it was Happy, but yeah. And then we got some blank spaces here, so as you see the Taeyong. So we'll move on to this. This I call my special Taeyong page. Any special inclusions like photo books, pre-order benefits, all that stuff go on here. But we have his photo book here. I had to get his photo book. That was a must. I don't have all of the members' photo books. Kind of regret that now because I'm missing like a few of them, but it'll be fine. But here's some of that. And then these are from like some photo books, I believe. I don't know the exact, because I haven't been in this binder for a minute. This is from the Map of the Soul photo books. And then this is from, I think, like Winter a photo book or whatever. This I believe is a Japanese photo card maybe, or something like that, something special for that era. Photo book. This was from this Memories. I think that was also Memories. I'm not sure. These two, most money I've ever spent on a photo card are these two. I'm not gonna disclose that information though, because I'd rather not. But I'm so lucky to have these two. Like, they were something I was desperately wanting, bro. I have this one, I think is from like a Memories or something. This is from a Muster. This is a Japanese photo card, and this is a BTS in the Suit clear photo card that I have here. It does not fit in a regular sleeve, but we're just gonna leave it here. All right, so now we move on to our bigger inclusions for Taeyong that are special. This is the Season's Greetings. This is I think this is an exhibition thing. And then we have another one over here. These are like the guidebooks here that I pulled from the bind. I didn't pull, I traded on these, I think, but the guidebooks and drawing diaries. And this is from one of the older albums, but I wanted to include them in here because it's super cute. Another guidebook I have in here. And then this is from a Muster. This is also from a Muster. And this is a little thing from one of the winter photo books. You can hardly see what's on there. And then this is from the Speak Yourself London. And this, I think, is from a Season's Greetings. Yes, I remember this. This is a Season's Greetings. I don't know what year, but you guys might. I just don't know off the top of my head. And then this is from the Army Bomb. These are the Army Bomb for Map of the Soul. The Map of the Soul Army Bomb. So like the limited edition one. I believe that's the one that I have here. So full set. And then this is also from the Army Bomb, I believe. So there's these. Oh, the glare is getting Jimin. So I have that. And then I have a random assortment of tour photo cards in here. There was one point where I was trying to get all 8 for each of these sets, but that was not going to happen. So I just kind of combined them to just save space, and it was just better that way. And there's just one spare one back here. And then we get, oh, I have extra pages in here. Might be useful for that later. I don't know. But then we get back here. I've just decided to put all the notes from Love Yourself. Is this, I don't know what this is from. I think this is her. No, Tear, I think. I don't know. These are from the Love Yourself. This is Map of the Soul. Oh, this is 7. This is Persona. I believe this is Answer. This is Tear. And this is her. But I put these in here. I don't think everybody does, but I thought it would be nice. So I don't know. That is my BTS binder. A little updated from 2020. So I haven't been in here in a minute because I don't really buy a lot of their solo comebacks. I mean, I love them. I love their solo comebacks. I just don't have the money for it all the time these days. I'm a broke bitch. But whenever I do get one, they go in here, and that's the only time I've touched it lately. So, but that was the BTS binder. Hopefully when they come back, there's more to come. But yes, that was that. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Let us do let's do the ATEEZ binder next. And here is the new and improved ATEEZ binder. You might have seen it in my photo card sorting video. I decided to put them in their own binder because they have become quite a high ult for me. Probably second compared to BTS. BTS will always be number one for me. That's the one that got me into K-pop and everything. You know, that's the whole drill. But ATEEZ is very close second. So I collect Sungwoo and Hongjoon. And I also do any sets of the US exclusives or anything that I can easily get them for. So let's go ahead and start this. So ATEEZ is the only group that I have these fun covers for, only because I had extra albums for this one only. I don't really buy extra albums for that reason, and just don't have the time to do it for everybody. So it's not because I'm favoriting them, it's just because I bought a bunch of extra albums for Golden Hour Part 2. So here we are. We see who this first section belongs to, and it is out of the thing. Alright, so we're starting with Sungwoo here. He is the main bias. He's ult bias, one of my faves. I love him so much. So we get to this first page, basically almost complete. We've got Treasure. I do not know the names off the top of my head. I might just put them on screen, but I don't have the time for that, but maybe I do. We'll see. But we have this first page here. It's all the answer to action, whatever. All those stuff that I can't name off the top of my head at the moment, like I said. I only missed the one first anniversary edition, the adult one, but I have the baby. I don't have the adult. So, but here's the first page. And then I almost have this one complete too, but I'm missing one Fever card, and it's driving me crazy because it's super expensive, and it's just like, my completionist heart is just not working with me. But we have this page. Fever Part 1 starts here, and we got Part 2, and then as we get closer to Part 3, things start to be very bare because I just struggled a little bit, and it's fine. It's kind of a later thing, unfortunately. Those photo cards are expensive now because they're not in print anymore, but I'll figure it out. It's whatever. I might spend more money than I'm willing to, but not now. But we're in Part 2 here, and then we move on to Part 3. And as I said, Part 3 is very bare. I have little to no Sungwoo photo cards, but it's fine. It's a work in progress. Then we move on to Epilogue, and Epilogue is a little more complete. I'm just missing a few here. And then as we move on to the World era now. So we have the World movement. Unfortunately, I'm missing just a few here, but we have some proto cards there. And then we move on to the end of the World, and well, that was deep. The end of the movement era, and then we go to Witness with Halazia and stuff. Just missing a few cards on this page, but no biggie. We got Blonde Sungwoo here, and then we move on. This is when things start to come together. They're more filled because this is when I actually started to like jump on it and stuff. I've been buying photo cards lately. I've been working on it. So as we move on, we're on Outlaw now. One of my all-time favorite eras, like for real, like Bread Sungwoo, perfection. But we go in here, and then we have a full page of Sungwoo here, our first full page, but it's super cute. Have the end of the Outlaw, and then we have the 2 digipacks here. Pulled this one, bought this one, and then we go into Will, and that's another full page. And then as we move on to Will, we got the digipack. I think this was a distribution card. I kind of left it alone and just like kept them here. We've got, then we move on to the end of the World, Epfin, whatever. And then we go to Golden Hour. So we've got Golden Hour Part 1. And then we move on here, and then we're at the end here with Golden Hour Part 2. I explained in my sorting photo card video, I thought I bought this one. I didn't. It should be coming soon, so we almost have this complete Golden Hour collection here for Sungwoo. Just in time for 3, which is next week. Thanks, ATs. Thanks for announcing things last minute. I'm broke. So that's the end of my regular Sungwoo photo card collection. So now we move on to Hongjoon. Hongjoon is the second member I collect, as I mentioned. And I did one of his pages as well, just to have a divider. As like Sungwoo, I have almost everything on here except for this anniversary edition. Someone traded with me. I got the adult version of Hongjoon, and then got the baby version of Sungwoo. So I still need his baby card, but it's a work in progress. It's too expensive, so I don't go out of my way to find it right now. But there's this one, and then as we move on, we have a complete Fever Part 1, and then we move on to Fever Part 2. We're missing just this one here on this page, but then like Sungwoo, the Fever cards start to be more sparse, but that's on me. So then we have Fever Part 2, and then we move here to Fever Part 3. We've got the iconic bowl cut haircut Hongjoon here, but we move on, and then we've got a very sparse Fever Part 3 page, but it's fine. Got a couple here, and then we move on to Epilogue over here, and then we've got these here, Epilogue, and then we finish Epilogue, and we move on to the world for Hongjoon, and I got some here, got a good amount here, and then we move on from movement to spin-off for him. I don't have a ton of spin-off cards for Hongjoon, but this is what I do have. And then we go on to this next page, and this is where it starts to get more full and filled. So we have Hongjoon's cards for Outlaw here. I just recently finished this with this one. I was super excited. And this one, but I'm trying to find the digipacks for him. Unfortunately, the only ones I'm finding online are $65, and that is not something I'm willing to spend on pieces of paper. So as we move on, we finish off Outlaw, and then we go on to Will. We got a almost complete Will collection before my photo card sorting video. This didn't come in yet, but it came in right after, of course, so it's here. I just need to put in the binder in the next video. It's fine. And then we have our Golden Hour Part 1 collection for Hongjoon, and it's a complete page here. So that is Hongjoon and Sungwoo's photo card collections. And then as we turn the page, we move on to our sets. These are all not finished as well, but I'm working on that as well, kind of a side project. So we have the Will US exclusive set. They're all blowing kisses, super cute. I decided this last minute when I realized I have literally so many photo cards for each member. So we have this set. And then we have this spy set that I'm working on. My friend should have San. I should get San eventually, but I'm working on that as well. So we got this, and then we got our hug set that we're working on. Still work in progress, but getting there eventually. And then here is our next complete US exclusive set. It's the Pearl set. I bought so many of the Golden Hour Part 2 albums that this was an easy collection to finish. So I bought some of them, of course, but I had quite a few of these. So and then we move on, and then this is my special Sungwoo, and eventually there's Hongjoon in here page. Love of my life. So these are a bunch of assortments of POBs that I found and bought from K-pop stores and online and in events and all that stuff. So I don't know where all of these are from, but I thought they were cute and I snatched them up. So there's these. I think this was a Hello 82. This was Snowman Factory. This something, I don't know. This was, I think it was from MM or something like that. This was a platform PC. This was Outlaw. But yeah, I don't know the exact things, but, oh my gosh, me and my friends all got our biases for this when we went to a certain K-pop store in Chicago. I love it. So, but here's these more. I have so much Sungwoo. Japanese photo card. Then these are from Golden Hour Part 1. The pre-order benefits and stuff that we found. This is the Digipack that I kept here. I don't put Digipacks with him. Oops. And then we got Golden Hour Part 1, 2 here. And then this is Pacific. My friend got it for me from a K-pop store in Chicago. As I mentioned in the video when I pulled it out. And then we've got some Hongjuns here. These were my tour photo cards when I went last year, and managed to get both of them by pulling them. Super excited. But we have some extra Hongjuns, and I traded my Jungho for this one. So he's just sitting neatly and tightly in here, safe and secure. And then we move on, and this is my most prized Walmart, Target, Barnes page. This is gonna change, unfortunately, for the next one, because there's 2 for Target, and then there's 2 others, so it's 4. So it's not gonna be as 333 as this one, but what can you do? So we got Will, then we got Golden Hour Part 1, and then we've got the holy trinity of Golden Hour Part 2 Pinkwaz for the stores. I'm not going to mention how much I spent on this one. It was a desperate attempt. I figured it out. Don't talk to me. So, but that is that one. And then as we move on, this is our Season's Greetings and Summer Photo Book sets. So this is from, I think this is from a summer photo book. I have a summer photo book set for ATs here. And then our next one is our Season's Greetings. This is from last year. Yeah, I can tell because it's Oreo Woo. We've got our 2024 summers. Can't speak. 2024 Season's Greetings here. And then we move on, and then we have our 2025 Season's Greetings. I pulled the softer set compared to the more rougher set, but I honestly love this. Yosung's got a cheeseburger. Yoonho's got some cereal. San's eating a chip. It's like super cute. And then as our last page here, this is very crooked. Oh my goodness. Whatever. This is all the group cards and everything that came from all the albums that I had, and I just left them back here just to store them. So that is, I believe, yep, that is all I had for my ATEEZ collection. I feel like it's much more put together than my BTS one, but it's still missing a quite few. So that was that. So let me go ahead and put this away. And then I think the next group we'll do is my Twice binder. Okay. And here is my Twice binder. I collect 2 members for this group as well, and they also have a ton of photo cards for each member, so they moved into their own binder. Feel like I collected them last time I did a video like this, but it was just a very small collection. Since then, it's expanded in the past 5 years. So, and Twice I collect Chaeyoung and Jihyo. Jihyo's more of my bias now than Chaeyoung was, but things happen. Things change. So we got my Twice binder here. So we're gonna start off right at the beginning. Chaeyoung is first. I did put her first because she was the bias. I haven't changed it since, but it's fine. It might change later. So Chaeyoung, so at the beginning I have a bunch of older album photo cards from What Is Love and Signal and other things. They're at the front though because I didn't want to move everything to have empty blank spaces, just because I'm not going to bother with that. So we got this first Chaeyoung page. We got some Signal. I don't know what that top one's from. Can't think off the top of my head. What Is Love? Summer Nights. Orange hair Chaeyoung, so cute. And then The Year of Yes, I believe, right here. And then we move on to Fancy. This is where I have a bunch of empty spaces. That's whatever. I only have these 4 up here, working on, see, as you can see, I'm trying to find it, but it's kind of hard. Then we got Feel Special here, so we got a few up here, and then 1 down here, with a lot of missing spaces. And then we move on to More and More. More and More is my favorite comeback from them. Such a good concept and everything. So we have these photo cards, and then move on here, and then we get to Eyes Wide Open. So we have, it starts right here. So we have this one, and then we have this bottom row here. And then as we move on, we have where I start to actually finish these collections. So this is the Taste of Love. So we've got the 6 here for that. And then we get to Formula of Love, and this is where they start to like slow down the amount of photo cards in an album, and there's not like a shit ton to collect. This is a full page of Chaewon, which I didn't realize that till now. Wow, wait a minute. But this is all Formula Love, and then we move on, and then we go to see here. It's more each era is more dimmed down, but this is okay, I don't know the name, but we got this era here, and then we got Ready to Be down here. And then as we move on, we have With Youth, and then which I'm missing one here, but that's fine, and I'm missing a Ready to Be message card, but whatever. And then we have Strategy, which is complete. We love it. And then got some empty spices here, but that's fine. And then as we move on, we go to our next member that we collect, which is Jihyo. So that was Chaeyoung, and now we go to Jihyo. Same with Jihyo as Chaeyoung. I have a bunch of older photo cards, did not want to move everything around to get everything set up. I'll move it when I get them, but it's not really a big priority because people aren't really trading for older comebacks apparently. So, but we got first albums, I believe. Signal. I think this was Twice to Gram. Not sure about this one. This was their Merry and Happy. What is Love? What is Love? Summer Nights. And Yes or Yes. And then we get to Fancy You. We got all these cards here for Fancy You. And then these Fancy... I feel like I have more of hers than I do of Che. That's funny. But then we get to Feel Special down here. And we have all these Feel Special cards. Super cute. And then we've got More and More. Okay, so we got these More and More cards here. If you see a shadow right here, it's my cat. I'm sorry. More and More. More and More. It's so many mores. More and More. And then we got Eyes Wide Open here. She is definitely more complete than Chaeyoung. I didn't realize that until now. I might have to work on her. We got some Eyes Wide Open here. Missing a couple here, but it's fine. And then we get to the eras where we have more complete collections. So we've got Taste of Love, Formula of Love. I loved the Formula of Love so much. It was like the era before I saw them in concert in 22. So good. But yes, and then we have more Formula of Love up here, and then we move on to, I would say Talk That Talk. Okay, we've got Talk That Talk era, and then we have these, and then we move on to the next one, which is Ready to Be. And like Chaeyoung, I'm missing the message card, but no big deal. And then we have With Youth, and I do need to work on the With Youth collection, but it's fine. All I need is this one. That's not bad. We're almost done with that. That's great. Okay. And then we move on to from With Youth to Strategy, and it's all I have for that. So, and then as we get over here, I don't really have any special photo cards. I might later on. I'm not sure actually. As we move on here, we have these extra bigger inclusions. I don't really trade for those now, but I do have these in here because that's before I had them. We have a Chaeyoung over here, and then we have these iconic postcards from Fancy that I eventually managed to get. And these are the special cards. Okay, we do have special cards. We got some Nayeon up here. Oh, and then we got this Jihyo here. We got some Nayeon from her albums. They're still solo albums too. So, and these were from the tour when I saw them in 22. And then these are Jihyo's solo albums here. And then we got more of Jihyo's solo album, and then we got ABC's Nayeon's comeback, and that is all I had for solo comebacks and stuff, and that is it for my Twice binder. Super cute. It's definitely a work in progress. More Chaeyoung than Jihyo apparently. Did not realize that, but yeah, that's my Twice collection, and now we'll move on. Let's move on to my Stray Kids collection. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to this. It says Ults, but that's because ATEEZ was in here before. So this is my Stray Kids only binder right now. P1 Harmony has been climbing up the ladder, but Will they come in here at a certain date? I don't know. So this is just still only Stray Kids right now. I might move Stray Kids into their own binder too, but they're in here for now. So technically, this is my Stray Kids binder. So same with any other collection. I will say straight up with Stray Kids, the older albums and stuff, I have a lot of blank spaces in this collection, and it's just a little hard, especially for the older albums. Stray Kids is one of the more expensive collections, price-wise for photo cards, so it's just a bit harder for me to do this one, but we're gonna go through it together. And like I said, it's gonna be definitely more blank. So in Stray Kids, I collect obviously Hyunjin and Han. So we'll go ahead and look through that. Like I said, very empty spaces here, but we'll start off with Hyunjin here. With mixtape up here, I Am Who, I Am You, and then we get to Miro, and then we have a little bit more photo cards here. So we have some Miro cards here, and then we get to Yellowwood. It's funny enough for Hyunjin with Yellowwood, I managed to pull every single photo card for him. Don't know how, but I did. So I have all his photo cards, but then we move on to Levanter, and I'm just missing, I think, these two here. And then we go to Go Live. Stray Kids, unfortunately, is just one of those groups that fell with the JYP curse and had a billion photo cards per comeback. Except for this one for some reason, but... And then we have In Life, and then as we get onto In Life, we move on to No Easy. I have those two here and these here, and I'm just missing those couple. And then we move on to their Christmas album, Christmas Evil, and then we have those. And then this is when we start having complete collections, but it gets back to normal, back to the bad empty spaces eventually. You'll see what I'm saying. But we got Ordinary, and then we've got Maxident, one of my favorite comebacks probably. And then we get to Rockstar, and no, it's not Rockstar, it's 5 Star. Then it's Rockstar. We have 5 Star up here, and then this is where I have empty spaces again. It's kind of hard. I want to work on it. It's just a little expensive, unfortunately. So Rockstar, and then we have 8, and then Hop, SKZ Hop version, and then oh yeah, that's the next page because okay. Why is this empty? I don't know why that's empty. I think I just moved cards out and just forgot to fill things in. But that's at the end of the Hyunjin collection. And then we move on here to the Han collection. Like I said, very empty, but it's fine. It's especially with these older eras, like I said, they're gonna be expensive. So mixtape, I Am Who, I Am You. I got this one I Am Who card. Then we got more I Am You, and then we got little to no Miros eventually, but we got this one Miro here. And then we move on to Yellowwood. I literally don't have any Yellowwood because I pulled all Hyunjin, so that's a problem I have. What a problem to have, you know? But we have Levanter, and then we go on to Go Life. And then I have those two and this one, and then we move on to In Life, and I only have this one, but I have the unit. And then we get to No Easy, and we got those two, and then we got these two here, and then the Christmas Evil one I have, and then this is when I have a complete page of Han. So we got Ordinary, Maxident, super cute. I loved his curly hair. And then we got 5 Star, and then Rockstar, and then little to no 8 albums, but this one albums photo cards, but this one's super cute. I'm glad I got a trade for that one. And then we got Unit, and then we got Hop, and I'm just missing these, and then we got the little player card, and then the unit with Hyunjin. But yeah, and then we go on to this next page. This is my units for Ordinary. I had got so many of them that each little photo book got 2 each. So we got Hyunjin, Han, and then we got the iconic Hyunjin and Han duo here. They gotta be in the center. Then we got Hyunjin and Ian, and then Hyunjin and Han with these Oh, they're both Sumin. So it works out. Funny that I'm like, oh my gosh. Then we have this set here. I think this came from, I'm not sure. I think it came from one of the albums, so it was a set I put in here. And then we got like my special page, so we got some units here that I didn't know where else to put. So we got Hyunjin and Changbin, and then Han and Changbin, and then I think this is a Target card, and then we got this one here. It's like from the extra, like one of the special albums or whatever. I think this is another Target card from Rockstar or something like that. This is a pre-order benefit from, I think, K-Town For You. And then there's like these extras here. And then it's a pre-order benefit I got from a store. And then we got a Han and Hyunjin unit card here. And then a Han, I think it's a Japanese card. Not too sure on that one. This is a POB that I got from a store. I think this is also a POB. I'm not sure from what, but these are some units. And then this Han, the Hyunjin here, this Han here. And then we got this last page. I got my Target Hyunjin, and then I think this is Target, not too sure, but we got these from my friend who got them from the Season's Greetings, I think. No, I didn't get this from my friend. This was somebody traded with me for like a different POB, but I got this Hyunjin from the Season's Greetings, and then these two as well. So, and then we move on, and then this is a bunch of mess right here. I'm sorry, but these are some of the bigger inclusions I stuffed in here. And then we got these two film strips. They're from somewhere. I don't know at the top of my head. I think Go Live? I think. I don't know. Don't quote me. And then we got In Life, and then we got this Hyunjin letter version here, I think it is. But that is it for Stray Kids. Like I said, it's not my proudest collection, unfortunately. I think that's what I get for collecting probably two of the more popular members in Stray Kids, but I deal with it every day. So we're gonna go ahead. We're down to 2 more binders, I think. So let's go ahead and move on to the last big binder, but it's like a big collective group of people. So it's my boy groups binder. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to that. So this is the big boy. Big boy for sure. It has many boy groups in here. It's very obvious that I'm a boy group stan compared to a girl group stan, because my girl group binder is definitely much smaller than this. So this is bursting out of the seams. And I've definitely made modifications to it, which makes me think, why am I even bothering at this point? So let's go ahead and open this. Over here we have the iconic bunch of postcards I put over here, so you might see Hyun and Kai every now and then, but we'll see. He might be staring at you. We'll figure it out. I alphabetized this, so it goes by alphabetized, obviously. So we'll start with my first group here, CIX. Not really a big priority group for me, but I get the collections done, and it's one of my most complete collections. So we start off with the first album they have here. I don't know the names of it except for the ones where I'm labeling them here, obviously. We only have this one here for Hello Strange Place, and then we move on to, we kind of skipped a few albums. I didn't buy the ones in between, but we have the BOK albums with the blue hair BX, and then we have those I think it was I don't know. I was gonna say Be Aware, but that's the boys. But it's the other albums afterwards that had 458, one of my favorite songs. And then we have this album afterwards with the most depressing song ever that you'll ever hear. And then we have Thunder Fever, which, like I said, this is one of my most complete collections because of that. Like, look at that. So that's my BX collection for CIX. And then we'll move on here. This is a newly renovated spot, as you saw in my one video. This is in Hypen's section. I collect only Jake. I used to collect, I collect Jake. So we have Orange Blood up here. I don't have all the albums, just from Orange Blood on. I love the older music, I just don't have them, so I just kind of got into them a little late. But we got Orange Blood up here, and then we've got Romance Untold. I got those, are 2 iconic. Love that I did. And then I'm just missing these 2 here. But yes, and then we move on, and then we are prepared for the new comeback that's coming out this week. So I also just don't have any of the Daydream album photo cards here, and then we got this little Sunu over here. So that is my Enhypen collection. And then we move on to EXO. Kind of dimmed him down a little bit. He's not really a priority. I love him to pieces. Whenever EXO has a comeback, I'll make sure to get all his photo cards. It's just not something I've been looking out for, like, to finish. So there's a lot of empty spots here, but we got some of the older albums, Kpop and other stuff here. I think this is Don't Mess Up My Tempo. And then we got What a Life. Lots of empty What a Lifes. And then we got EXO Obsession. And then we got the other EXO SC albums, photo cards here. And then we end off with these. We got Exist albums in here. So not albums, photo cards here. So, and then we move on, and this is my Chanyeol section. I used to collect Chanyeol as well. Just cut him out of the collection. Unfortunately, that happens. But we have some Chanyeols up here, and then we put a couple Baekhyuns down here that I have from his this one too, from his one album, City Lights, I think. And then we have those tags there, as well as the unit and this little gold billion views. And then I put these little IDs in these pockets here, just to hold them. And then we got the postcards from Billion Views and the group one over here, the unit one over here. And then we've got What a Life. And we got Don't Mess Up My Tempo. And I only have one of Sehun's, so I'm missing that. But like I said, it hasn't been a priority. So that was EXO. And now we move on to GOT7. And I only collect Bam Bam for GOT7. So another JYP group that fell for the extra photo cards per album. I got this Bam Bam here, and then this is from, I'm not sure what that's from. I'm blanking at the top. Like, I don't know these albums off the top of my head. That doesn't mean I don't know them. It's just, there's a lot of album versions to remember. But we got Present You. And then more Present You, because that has a billion inclusions for some reason. And then we got Spinning Top. And then Call My Name. And then as we got closer to that, we got more like inclusions here. We found more photo cards and stuff. So we got more Call My Name. And then we move on to Swear Not by the Moon, Not by the Moon, Die. So we have some Die albums. That was like the first Bam Bam collection I ever finished. And then we got to this one. Oh, I can't think of the name. But this was their album they had, like, I think right before they left JYP. So I got these Bam Bam photo cards here. And then we got Winter Heptagon. I'm just missing the one, which is the Star PC. I wanted the Mark one more. It's fine. I'll find that one eventually, but that is ended Bam Bam. And then we move on to my Mark page. So bunch of them I kept, and then the Star one, and then this pre-order benefit. I also got Bam Bams right here. So this was from Winter Heptagon. We got the Lithium U or something like that. I'm not too sure. So some postcards. This is coming out of the edge. Some postcards from Present You. And then we got these like little extra bigger inclusions. I have 4 of them. I was wanting the other 3, but it never happened. You could probably see me. Hello. We got some bookmarks here. We got J-Bum, Mark, Jackson, and Bam Bam. And that was it for GOT7. So now we move on to Monster X. This is definitely not a collection that I am very into, so it's a very small collection to go through. So as we get in here, this is all I have. So a bunch of Follow photo cards. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Fatal Love, all that stuff. This is the only Jonghyun page I have. I love I Am with all my heart, but it's just Monster X is not something I go out of my way for. Group card right here, and then we have some of the bigger inclusions for Jonghyun right here. So that was it for Monster X, like I said. But now we move on to NCT 127. I only collect NCT 127, so just easier for me. I don't want to get fully into the NCT black hole that I'll never escape out of. I don't, not that it's a bad thing, it's just too much for my wallet. So but I only collect Yuta, so we have missing a few PCs here, but we got the Superhuman stuff up there, and then we got Kick in It, something like that. Then we have the Resonance albums. I never got those photo cards, but I have some here. And then full page of Yuta. I got all these here. I cannot name the names off the top of my head right now, so there's that. And then we got these here. Got missing 2 baddie versions and the AO down here. And then as we get to this next page, you can see through it. I haven't really bought the albums recently because of certain people I don't want to name, because I didn't want to risk pulling that certain person. So, but luckily, someone out of the event I traded with them for another photo card, but it was good. So, a very empty page here. Maybe Taeyong and Jaehyun are in the military right now, so NCT's been kind of I haven't really done anything for them lately, so that's my Yuta collection. And then we have all these tiny circular PCs right here. That's all I have for them. And then I have this one postcard. And that's it. So we move on, and then we get to our 1S collection. I kind of blank at the beginning. That's fine. But I collect Jiyeon. So got those 2 up there, and then we got this line right here. Missing a few of them, Raise Us and Fly With Us. And then we move on, and we got to Luna, the Blood Moon albums. I have everything but the theater PC too. I keep seeing it everywhere. I'm probably just gonna end up buying it, but I just need that last one with the red background. I was gonna trade it with my friends, I just don't think it happened. So, and then I need the last La Dolce Vita one, and then that is all I have for 1S, because I have that one up there, and that's it. So, but yep, and then we move on to a more bigger collection, my P1 Harmony collection, which recently announced that I'm gonna start collecting Intok as well as Jung. I don't know if that's a bad idea or not, but when have I ever had a good idea or a bad idea? Honestly, it's just common for me at this point. So we got the little ID cards up here or whatever, full body cards. I got this one for, oh god, I can't even think of their names. It's from the Jump album. That's all I'm gonna say. Missing these 2 Killing It albums. I only got these 2. I have this unit with Intak here, which is perfect considering that I changed, that I added him on. And then got that unit up there. And then this one is from the Target albums, or it was like an exclusive or whatever from Hell 82. And then we get to Sad Song. I'm only missing 3 photo cards here, but I have the S versions, my bad. Missing 1 A version, have this one. Don't have any diary, and then I have this US exclusive, I think it is. So, and then we move down here, and then we have Duh. I'm working on that since that's a more recent comeback. I have the unit for this one, and then I have his, I think it's his other U version, and then I pulled this in the H version and his Polaroid. And then we move on to Intak, my very bare Intak collection. Work in progress, it's fine. We got his Polaroid that comes with the album, and then I got that one in the album as well. And then we move on to my special Jiyung page. This pre-OB I found in a K-pop store. Pulled this from a Target album. I had to get it because it was a ducky, like you don't understand. But I got these 2, these 2 Digipack ones. And then I got these 2 Nemo ones from a trade, and as well as this one. And then, oh, he is glared in the camera. This is a very old paper, by the way. Ignore how he looks. I promise he's protected. We're missing some Sad Songs here. I did get this one in finally, so that will go in eventually. Need the Target one, and the Walmart one. And for Duh, I also am needing Hello 82, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and I have this Target one already. As we move on, this is, I haven't fixed it like I said I was going to, but that's just on me. I decided I was going to, collect OT6 for the Sky version, because all I needed left was Jung and Tio. I didn't mark them like I was supposed to, so there's one here and one here that needs to go there. So this is my OT6 collection that's not really prepared as well as I thought it would be, but it's okay. This is the Lightstick set that I got from their Lightstick before I saw them in last year in 24. Very cute. This is kind of an older era, as you can tell. And then is it for my P1 Harmony collection. As they grow, I might eventually move them into the old binder with Stray Kids, but we'll see. Next we have 17, not a very prior collection as well. Move this a little bit. So we got Hoshi. I collect him only whenever I need, like whenever I like the comeback, and it's not really a priority, like I said. So 9-page only, I think. So we have that one. I'm not sure what that one's from. My friend gave it to me. I think it's Face the Sun up there. This is from BSS. The Wind one. I can't think of the name for it. This is from... I can't think of the names of these. I got these ones, and then I got this one for the Carrot one. I love these ones so much. And then this one's from FML. Fuck my life. And then I got this one from Kpop store, and then there's another one right here for him, right there. So, yep, and then another very non-prio collection. I just keep a lot of them in here. My Super M collection. So it's literally just this. I pulled a bunch of cards from the mini albums and stuff when everybody was getting those, and I was trying to get 10 and stuff to complete the collection, but it never happened. So there's that. And then we have another group card here. And then here's a more prio collection here for TXT, another group that's kind of growing up the prio list. I only collect Bangyu. He's been one of the easier ones for me, thankfully. So we got Magic up here, and then no, this is not Magic. This is from one of the first albums, and we got Magic. We're missing the Magic ones here. This is Magic. Never mind. I lied. This is a Magic, and then these are Eternity. I have Blue Hour, Fighter Escape, I believe. The other albums there, and then we get to Thursday Child. I just got these 3 in, so thankfully this page is complete. And then this is where we finish Bangyu more, because like I said, he's an easier collection for me. So we got, this is the Target photo card, I think, and then we got, this is from Sugar Rush Ride album. These names are just not coming to me, guys. I'm sorry. But we have all these, and then we move on to this one here, and then these ones. This was the mini-sode album, I believe. The Blonde Bangyu, I love it so much. And then this is the Target album, and then this is where we get to Sanctuary, and we're complete with that because I bought these 2 recently. And more Blonde Bangyu content. I love it. This is the page where I keep most of my bigger inclusions, so the bigger ones that don't fit in these 9 pockets precisely. I think this Taeyong I just left in here. We have a Bangyu, and Bangyu is like a bigger, I think it came with the album for Thursday's Child. It's in here. This is from one of the older albums. This is a concert photo card I got, and these are like Target exclusives of extra that I had. So alright, moving on. And then next and final collection that with groups and stuff is my Zekers collection. I only collect Minjae, so let's go through that. So we got the first albums up there, and then we have Do or Die, House of Tricky, like I said, I can't think of the name, sorry. Watch Out, I think. Oh, no, this is Watch Out. Whatever. We got the Watch Out album photo cards here, and then Spur Tricky. We were working on those. But yeah. super quick collection, obviously. So that is it for that one. And then this is my random boy group section. So whenever I collect a group that I like starting to get into, or just like the album of it and stuff, and I don't have many photo cards, I store them back here and group them together to save space. Not like it's doing much, but this is my random boy groups section here. So we got AB6. We got one Boy Next Door photo card, and then I moved my Pentagon collection back here. So I got these, and then I got these two The Boys albums. So just one page of that because yeah, and then that is it. That is all I had for the boy groups, surprisingly enough. So much in here. So much in here. So that is it, and then we're gonna move on to my final, last but not least binder, and it's my girl groups binder. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. Alright, so this is my girl groups binder. Very small compared to the other binders. I think it's just a 1 inch. My girl groups are expanding. They're just not enough to have a 1.5 to a 2 inch binder. Got a couple things right here. It's kind of hard to see it with light reflecting on it. But this is also alphabetized like my boy group binder is. So let's go ahead and flip through that. So this is my aespa collection. I collect winter. As you can tell, it's probably really hard for me. She's one of the more popular ones. Why do I do this to myself? But I pulled most of these. So this is my winter collection. Plus those two up there. I'm trying to find that last one I need up there. And then this is my G-Idol, or as they're called now, Idol collection. I collect Uki. So we have Tomboy, then a Nude album, and then I Feel. And then we got down here, and it's a Heat. And then we get to the 4 album, I believe it's called. And then we get to I Sway, which unfortunately is very bare. I didn't really buy all the versions for it, and I haven't really thought about buying the newer one yet, but as we move on to I Sway, we have some, after that we have some pre-order benefits. And did I miss the part where, oh, these are her solo albums, by the way. But these are I Sway, and then these are her POBs here that I got from a Kpop store when I went to see them last September. So that is my Uki collection. We move on to Yeji. She's the bias I collect in ITZY. ITZY's coming back soon too, also very exciting. June's gonna be so good. So we got Icy, It's Me, missing a few there, Not Shy, then we got Mafia album here, and then we got Crazy in Love. I'm missing quite a few because those are a member specific only album for some reason. We got the Checkmate albums here. More Checkmate, and then Cheshire. And then as we get on, we have more of a complete collection for her. So we got some Kill My Doubt photo cards up here. And then we got Born to Be. And then the recent album Gold. And then she just came back with the solo comeback. So I have these two here. And then this one up here. And then we are all ready for the new comeback for Girls Will Be Girls. So that is that for Yeji. More is to come. Next collection I have is Gao from IVE. Only really collect one photo card per album for this one. I try to do it with older albums. I used to have like full sets and stuff, but it's just not something I really got on my way for. So whenever they have a comeback, I look at the cutest gal photo card, and then I make sure I get that certain album just so I can get that photo card. So we got the debut album here, and then we have After Like, and then I think this is from I've Mine, I believe, and then this is the Baddie album, and then this is from their, what's that one called? I've switched. And then we've got, I think this was a pre-order benefit. One of these two are pre-order benefits I got from the store from buying it. And then I got this, that photo card there. And then these are from the recent comeback. I have Empathy. This was a US exclusive, and then I wanted that one 100%. So that's what I got. And then we'll move on to my Le Sserafim collection. Talk about popular member. This one's a little harder, but I'm surprised with how many photo cards I have for her. I only collect Chaewon, so this is let's go through that. So we have this here. We have this one finally. It took me so long to get this one up here, but then we are missing that one because I don't have the album. But we move on to Anti-Fragile, and yes, I did pull this one. Yes, I will be keeping my doors locked at night. But I have these other versions here, and then I have this one for Unforgiven from the Digipack, I believe. This was a Target exclusive that I got, and then these are the regular photo cards here. And then we move on to Easy. Still needing the sheer mirror version of that, but I have these two here, and this is from the Digipack or the compact. And then we move on to Crazy. I don't have Thundering Cedar. Still looking for her. This one, I'm so happy I have this one. This was like my prio, but I finally found that one. And then this is the Heather's Rock version, and this was a Digipack. And move on. And then we move on to Hot. We got this one as well. I think this is a Target exclusive. We move on to Hot. I have the first and third version. I'm just missing the Tan Guiak. I don't know how to pronounce that, so whatever version. And then I'm missing the POB here. So, but yeah, that is my Chaewon collection. And then, like boy groups, I also have a random girl group section. I think this one's a bit bigger than the boy group one because they're just random girl groups that I like every now and then. So if we go in here, at the top we have Everglow. I have my 2 Aisha photo cards that I love for her. And then we have 4 Kepler photo cards. When I was trying to collect them but didn't really get fully into them, it's Dion. And then we have these 3 are my Kyujin photo cards I have for NMIX, as well as this one back here. And then I have my 1 Cheyenne photo card for Purple Kiss because I bought the BXX album for Bad Behavior, whatever it is. So that is all I had for girl groups. And that, oh, I lied. I have one more. It's just my Twice POB binder, but we'll go through that real quick as well. Okay, so this is my Twice POB binder. I put them all in here because it's a 9-pocket page thing and it works out for me. So this is from, I'm just gonna go through this quickly because we all seen these before. So we got the strategy ones, this version, and this version. And then we've got the with youth ones. Got this version, and this version, and this version. Oh, and it's out of the binder. What the heck? Hold on. All right, so now we got maybe I can finally figure out. Between 1 and 2, that's what the album name was. We have Between 1 and 2, so we have this version, and this version. By the way, all the group card goes here, as you couldn't tell already. And then we move on to the next album. Was there more Between 1 and 2? Oh, there's 4 for this one, that's right. We got that one too. And then we move on to our Taste of Love. I didn't get any Formula of Love. Not sure why, but I have Taste of Love here. This one, and this one. And then we move on to more and more. So we got this set, and this set. Oh, this is Eyes Wide Open. Wait a minute. I meant Eyes Wide Open, I think. Yeah, this is Eyes Wide Open. My bad, guys. But this is more and more. But we have this set, and this set. Looks like I moved them down here for the groups. And then we move on to Fancy. and this fancy, and that is all I had. So that was just a little quick flip through of these I have. So when Twice does come back in July, there will be more to add. So that is that one, and now we are finished. So I will go ahead and end the clip with the binders in view, with as much as I can add, because I have a ton. So give me just a second. Okay, they were not going to fit in all the screens, so I wasn't going to bother. So that is all I had for that video. Thank you for sticking around and looking through that collection with me. Like I said, it was definitely expanded from 2020, so I hope you guys enjoyed any updates if you have been with me since then, or if you just enjoyed watching. So that is all I had. If you guys enjoyed, give me a like, maybe comment your favorite collection down below, tell me what you guys think, and maybe hit that subscribe button, all those fun YouTube things, and I will see you guys in the next video. I will have a new shelf update as well soon, so I'll have to look into getting that done. So, but that is the photo card collection for now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!